Hey, good morning. It's just a quick check-in video right now. I just got back from the gym. It's about 5:15 my time in the morning, and it was a good workout. I think what I'm going to start doing is trying to hold myself accountable to each workout as well. So obviously these videos, which are my accountability videos, I'm probably going to make some changes to continue to show what I'm actually doing during a workout routine. And that way I don't drop off or have days where I do less. That's just one more way that I'll have to keep showing progress. So that's my idea for what I can do moving forward. That way, if I can get like a little splash screen or a little overlay or something showing what I'm actually doing each day in the gym, I can show when those things go up or when I can endure more weight or when I can endure more reps. Again, it's accountability. That's the key word for, I guess, this month, this year. It's all about accountability. It's all about the discipline of the daily. And that's what I'm gonna do. In order to pull this off for the purposes of a video, I'm gonna have to chart and keep really close track of what I'm doing in each gym session. I'll have a notepad or some other way of note keeping to keep track of what I'm doing. Again, if I can make sure to keep myself accountable with every little detail, then I can make sure I don't fall off or drop off in any of my progress. That way I can always make sure I'm moving forward in some way. Anyway, hopefully by the next video or the one after that, I'm ready to go ahead and display on screen what I'm doing and able to keep track of it and everything by the next video or the one after. And again, once that starts, that'll be yet another layer of accountability that I could apply to myself and keep me focused moving forward. Good morning. You know the drill. I'm out here getting it another day. That's one more day down. That's one less day before I get to achieve my objectives. I'm just checking in, really. A little bit later when I get home, I'm gonna talk a little bit about hunger. Got a lot on my mind about hunger. I guess get ready for me to ramble. All right, I'm back at home. I've had breakfast with the wife. As you know, I had my gym workout this morning in the AM before the sun came up, and I had my walk not long after that. I want to talk a little bit about hunger because I can remember I've only been at this for 11 days or so, and I mean consistently for 11 days. But I remember actually feeling concerned or worried that I would be hungry if I started eating right, if I started exercising, if I started, doing what I was supposed to do for my health. I remember it being a real concern of mine in the beginning before I actually started doing this consistently, because there's always that phase when you begin a workout routine or you begin a diet or whatever, where you're starving for something like good. You're starving for really good food. Oh, I'm gonna miss those milkshakes, or I'm gonna miss those pizzas, or I'm gonna miss that burger and fries. Oh man, it's gonna kill me if I don't have it. There was that concern. And of course, that's natural if that's all you eat. If that's all I was eating, of course I'd be worried about something like that. But the issue is that it can't stay that way, because obviously you're holding on to something you shouldn't be. I'm realizing now that that's the mistake I was making, because obviously it's all the bad habits, it's all of the instant gratifications, it's all of the sugars and the sweets and the savories and the burgers and the fries and all that grease and all that salt. I was really concerned that I would have to struggle hungry for it and always want it, even though I couldn't have it if I was following the rules I had made for myself. I've been at this thing for 11 days consistently now, and I'm getting better every day. I'm polishing every day what I'm doing, when I'm doing it, and how well I'm doing it. And I plan to continue to improve. So yesterday, my wife and son decided to make a homemade pizza. They had the crust, they had the cheeses, and they had their meats ready and the sauce. And they had this thing in the oven and they were cooking it. And then when I walked into the kitchen and saw them making this thing, my wife was like, "Oh man, I'm sorry that this might make you really want this, right?" And I'm like, "No, I actually don't want it." What's actually mind-blowing for me about that is that I genuinely didn't want the pizza. Like, I was hungry, but I wasn't hungry for the pizza. I had other things in mind, other plans for what I wanted to do to finish my nutrition for the day. And I was so focused on that, it didn't even occur to my brain or my body to crave that pizza that I was smelling and seeing when they were preparing it. So I wanted to bring up a point real quick about hunger. I think that I am still hungry, but I think it's no longer a physical thing so much as it is psychological. I think that my hunger has transitioned away from that physical craving of that instant gratification, salty or sweet thing that I'm eating. I think my hunger has transitioned into something much more aggressive and much more related to life as a whole. This image in my head is what I'm hungry for. This idea that I can be better, that someday, somehow, there's a better version of myself out there in the future somewhere, and I've got to bust my ass to finally meet that dude. Whoever that version of me is, I'd like to meet that version of myself, and that's what I'm hungry for. I'm hungry for the financial success. I'm hungry for the physical success, the health success. I'm still hungry and I want to stay hungry. It's a good, positive hunger, but it's not for the things that'll set me back anymore. And it's just a strange revelation I had while my wife and the son were making a homemade pizza. And I don't know, maybe that has some value to you. Maybe it's okay to be hungry, but what are you hungry for? Are you more hungry for that instant gratification, that cookies and cream milkshake, which is my weakness? Or are you more hungry for your future, for a better you, for a happier you, for one that can travel or have the money they need to spend on whatever they desire? I'm hungry for that now. I'm finally hungry in the right ways now. And that hunger, it dominates what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, when I'm doing it, and how aggressively I do it. I'm starting to think that hunger is okay. Hunger is good. But I now have a healthier hunger. So I don't think too much about what I'm eating. I don't think too much or worry too much about, oh, is it gonna be sweet enough? Is it gonna be salty enough? Is it gonna satisfy or sate me? Is it gonna be a really hearty meal that fills my belly? I don't want it to do any of those things anymore, because I look at those things and all I see is an enemy now. I see an enemy in that slice of pizza. I see an enemy in that milkshake. They are not old friends of mine anymore. They're old enemies. And they traded me this moment, this instantaneous, fleeting moment of a sweet taste or you know, a brief meal. But in exchange, I was giving up my future. In exchange, I was giving up my hopes, my dreams. I was giving up my self-confidence, my self-respect. I was giving up an awful lot of things in exchange for those tiny moments that ultimately didn't really matter. So I'm still hungry, but that hunger is for the right things now. My hunger is for the future. And I think it's okay to be hungry. So if you're finding any value in these videos, if you're following along this struggle, or maybe having your own struggle, I say be hungry, stay hungry, get hungrier, because that hunger may make the difference between your success and your failure. You have to ask yourself the question, what are you hungry for? And if you can do that and give yourself an answer that you can live with, I say go for it, because I definitely am. Anyway, I just wanted to share that quick story with you, and I hope it's been of some value to you. if you're finding this video, if you're struggling like me, stay with me. I'll stay with you. We're gonna do this thing together, and I will see you in the next video.